internet dwellers, I'm logging for 11, or for the sake of this video, since it's just me and a friend you might remember from another movie response and liaise. I'm Joe Maven, and this is Austin Haver.
What's up?
And we just saw Spider-Man Homecoming. First time for me, he beat Rich.
This was the second time for me.
Darn him.
In theaters.
In theaters, yeah, but this is the first time I've seen it, and yeah, I'm obviously not as big as him, but I'm not the biggest Spider-Man fan. He more is, of course, yeah.
I think I actually have my suit in my bag.
Yeah. I mean, like, show it on camera if you can, yeah. But, yeah, I'm more now Captain America. Before I was X-Men, but I love Marvel. I'm a big Marvel fan. And now Guardians. But yeah. See, what up, Tom Holland? He might be Spider-Man 2. He's also Spider-Man. You got a fourth.
I can tan and play Miles Morales.
No, don't do that.
No, that would be awful. That would be a decision Sony would make too.
Oh.
We'll cast the Asian kid to play the black Mexican kid.
Let's hope Sony's not watching this.
Oh God, yeah. Please don't watch this.
I think please don't.
Please don't watch this, and please don't think anything positive we say in this video is about you, Sony. It's about Marvel Studios.
Yes.
And that's it.
Yeah. But like this is another movie response, Fanboy response, of course. Like talking about it movie, and we just watched it. Like I was telling him after saw the movie, like I am gonna have to debate and think about like it, but I'm debating whether or not this was better than Spider-Man 2, because Spider-Man 2, in terms of like Sam Raimi movies, it's the best Spider-Man movie because it actually talks about like Spider-Man and like in philosophical thinking about like him struggling either being Peter Parker or just being Peter Parker or just being Spider-Man, and it talks about that too. But in this movie, no spoilers. I'm gonna try and make this spoiler free, but like this does it too. But I think the best part of this movie, besides Tom Holland, who is the best Spider-Man, and Peter Parker, but like it's the best high school Spider-Man movie, because like the other previous Spider-Man movies, both Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield ones, like they kind of in their first movie like made him being in high school kind of be the sideline. Mm-hmm. But he'll tell you more in here that like I'm sure you've read the comics and you're a big fan of it. Yeah, that like he's a high schooler, and they kind of do that montage, just a couple of scenes in each of the first movies and previous franchise iterations of Spider-Man, but this one, it's the whole movie. Yeah. And there's a lot more of him being in high school events, and stories on that. More so of him as Peter Parker than him as Spider-Man, which I think was really, really smart for the first movie, and we got to know what kind of Peter Parker Tom Holland is, and that's why I think like this is the best Peter Parker we've had. I think I could see someone making the case that like Andrew Garfield being a good Spider-Man, but no, like
he's too sexy for Peter Parker. He's too attractive. Like I really liked Andrew Garfield and his mannerisms and the way he does stuff. It makes him feel like he's uncomfortable in his own skin, but he's comfortable with the suit on and being Spider-Man and stuff. Yeah, that was cool, but
I say this to everyone, but like I look at Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker more as not so much nerdy. He's not a nerd, especially since I could be wrong, but like in the first movie, Amazing Spider-Man, he's like I think like late 20s or early 30s.
He's in his late 20s. By the time when they started filming Spider-Man or Amazing Spider-Man 2, he was like 30 years old. Yeah,
and Tom Holland right now in this movie, he was I know he plays Peter Parker as 15, which sold me. It really did.
Yeah. But Tom Holland is 21.
21. Oh, I thought he was 18.
No, his birthday is 12 days before mine.
Well, close enough still to. I mean, like he looks like it more so like where like with respect to Tobey Maguire. I loved you in Pleasantville, but he looked like an adult baby.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen the movie, but he was in Boss Baby too. So.
Oh yeah, but like when it comes to like him moping around and like doing all that kind of stuff, I don't blame Toby for that, because that's in the script. Yeah. That's a Sony problem.
Yeah. I love Sam Raimi too, but like I didn't believe him even as a kid. I remember watching the original Spider-Man movies with Sam Raimi, and like as Spider-Man, like the quips, he has to be quippy. I know that. He'll know more than me on that, but like the quips, some of the quips he said was like, "It's you who's gotta be out of your mind."
Yeah, that quip, and then there's one quip in Spider-Man 2 where Doc Ock throws a bag of money and he webs it and throws it back at him and says, "Here's your change." Like, that was like, there was only really 2 really good quips in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man. They did that good in Amazing Spider-Man. He had a lot of he had a lot of quips.
Oh, you found my one weakness. Small knives.
That's my favorite part of that movie.
Yeah. The only part. No, in the Stanley cameo in that first one.
What was the Stanley cameo?
The library.
The library, yeah.
That
was good.
Probably top 5 best one.
Stanley cameos.
But but with Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker, he wasn't nerdy. He wasn't very nerdy. I saw him more not so much as a nerd, but one of those guys you see in a Mountain Dew commercial, the skateboarders.
He's very intelligent.
He is.
Not very nerdy.
I could see him very tech savvy, kind of Peter Parker, but not very nerdy, awkward.
Mm-mm.
I mean, like, he tried to awkward, but it was more like stuttering, which is kind of awkward, but it didn't sell me more. I just saw Andrew Garfield as him, and yeah, but I feel like Tom Holland is the perfect package. The perfect package as Spider-Man and Peter Parker. He just like Tom Maguire. He understood just like Tom Maguire that Peter Parker is a nerd, but like he also gets that vulnerability, but not so over the top where it's too much like Tom Maguire tragically did. And he understands that like Spider-Man has to have quips just like Andrew Garfield. Oh, I can't. And he understands that, and it's the perfect package. And but the best part of Tom Holland's Spider-Man is like he's vulnerable. He's vulnerable, and he's fun-loving just as a teenager. And he's like, oh yeah, and you can kind of explain this more since you love the character more so than I. He's the hugest fan I've ever met. But like in this one, like the other Spider-Man movies, especially in Tom Maguire one, like in first Tom Maguire movie, he gets suit on, he gets bit by Spider-Man, builds a suit, and like after the wrestling tournament, spoilers if you haven't seen a 2002 release movie, but after he gets suit on, he's like, oh yes, I can swing on the web, and oh yeah, I'm automatically great at being Spider-Man. No, in this one, a lot of the damages that's done in cities and wrecks that happen are caused by him. Which makes sense because it's his first movie. We don't see the origin story of Spider-Man because, as shown in Civil War, but like we show like he's young, he's just a kid, and he's not a hero yet because again he's just 15 years old. So like he's causing wrecks, like he's causing damages, and a lot of the issues are kind of his fault. But he's a kid, that's why, and it makes so much sense, and it adds to his vulnerability. And plus, hopefully, this is just his first movie, and like that causes like a beginning story arc. So like I'm thinking like as the movies go on, and him in the MCU, the Avengers, yes, it will cause him to grow as a character and be more of a man in Spider-Man. Yeah.
That was the thing about this Spider-Man is that it's Peter Parker. Like, it's not really Spider-Man. He's Peter Parker in the suit. He's Peter Parker outside of the suit, and you really feel that it's the same exact person in there. With Tobey Maguire, we kind of felt that, but you know, it was kind of like it was almost in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, it was almost like Peter Parker's life was the repercussions of being Spider-Man and doing those things, but it didn't really all the time feel like he was the same person.
Yeah.
And with Andrew Garfield, it was kind of the same. He didn't really feel like it was the same person when you put the mask on and everything.
Yeah.
And with this, it
flowed.
You follow this one character, whether he's wearing a spandex or not. It's still that character, and that's really important to the comics.
Yeah.
And important to the storyline.
Yeah. And something like I was telling you after the movie was over and the credits rolling, like I was saying this. I think like something that probably almost rivals like Tom Holland as Spider-Man, I think was Michael Keaton as Vulture. I mean, like I've seen a lot online. A lot of people say like, "Oh, Marvel doesn't know how to do villains anymore." Now people can finally say to those people, "Shut up." They finally did it because Vulture, Yeah, I think he's much more menacing. Those beaming green eyes, like, oh. And, because, like, I think he rivals Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2. He's more threatening. And they make him really, really sympathetic, which I'm glad they did. And plus, Michael Keaton. Frickin' Michael Keaton. Like, I mean, like, of course he's gonna do his
Michael
own
Keaton and
performance.
Birds.
Oh, Birdman.
Well, he was Batman.
Yeah.
He was Birdman. Now he's Vulture.
They finally found a really, really good villain in the MCU besides just Loki, which I wouldn't even count
And
as...
the thing is that, you know, Ego is a good villain for Marvel. Loki is a good villain for Marvel.
He's kind of becoming an anti-hero, though.
I hope so. Who else? Michael Keaton is good in a villain. And I honestly thought Obadiah Stane was a pretty good villain. And the thing that makes a villain is the motivation. Because the villain is ultimately a person who thinks they're doing right or is trying to get what they want. And their reasoning for wanting that, or their reasoning for needing what they need to do or doing what they do is what makes the villain. You know, villains, with the exception, would be like the Joker. He's just chaos. He doesn't care about anything.
He just wants to do it because it's fun.
Yeah, pretty much. But they did a really good job in this for the villain.
Yeah, I mean, like, because we not spoil it, but like his reason to do it, like they show in the beginning, like his backstory and like how he's connected to the MCU, and like it's a good way, I think, really to connect Spider-Man's villains to the MCU and to start it out. And yeah, you get it, you can understand he's just an average Joe, and then this, not spoil it, but this thing happened to him, and you yourself would probably do the same thing, probably not to such extremes, but you get it. And it was a really good move that they did that to make him so sympathetic, where you think like, I'm kind of siding with him. I mean, like, I don't mind if he wins, because, I mean, like, he's just really doing a small thing. He's not like, I'm going to destroy the whole world. But, like, I'm just doing a small thing just to get back at Tony Stark. And that makes sense, really. Yeah, and they made him really sympathetic. And I really get that. And you asked, now, you mentioned this to me also. You asked so many questions after the movie was over. You asked me about side characters, how they were. How about you tell me?
I liked Jacob Bantalon, who plays what's his name? Ned. Ned Leeds. He was awesome. I really liked who played Flash, because
Grand Budapest guy. I love that guy.
Yeah, he was really good. How old is he? Not as young as everybody else is.
Yeah, they all played younger than themselves.
Because I know that the two oldest ones would be him and
of course, Aunt May,
who played Liz Allen. Because Liz Allen, the person that played, she's 27.
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked it up yesterday on IMDb. I was like, I wonder how old she is. I was looking at everybody's ages. Zendaya's 20, Jacob Bantalon is 20, Tom Holland is 21, and I don't remember her name. She's 27. And they really did a good job of making you feel like this is a group of people, this is a group of teenagers in this sort of breakfast clubby kind of situation where maybe they wouldn't necessarily all hang out together, but they're part of this
they're together.
School group. They're part of a school group.
Yeah. And like, I think like in the originals, Flash Thompson, you know more than me, of course.
Yeah.
Cliche of this video, the trope, oh, you know more than me. But like, in Sam Raimi, I think like he only gets a couple of scenes, right? In the first one, the fight scene.
He has a couple of. He has the scene where he's picking on Peter, and then he has the fight scene, and then that's pretty much all we see of him.
Same in the main Spider-Man movies. That's it. Like, I hope he keeps returning. I hope all these characters return, because like there wasn't a single bad character in this. Yeah, not really so.
Well, I watched Amazing Spider-Man 1. You know, I was bullied in high school, like, really heavily. And, not that heavily, but it was a problem. And, when you see Flash Thompson in Amazing Spider-Man, or in Amazing Spider-Man, I don't know about 2001 because I wasn't in high school in 2001, but
I couldn't think in 2001 because I was toddler. Yeah.
And in Amazing Spider-Man, where Flash Thompson pretty much just beats Peter up. I mean, I looked at it, I was like, that doesn't happen. And it doesn't. And if it does happen, it doesn't happen like that.
It's the bully cliche, which I really hate, where like they don't give character backstory. If I had to say one flaw with this, I mean, like they could have expanded a reason why Flash really begrudges Spider-Man. For some people, like it could be enough saying like, like when I'm out and Peter wants to go back in, and he quickly steals my spot that I really want. Yeah. That's a reason. I think like they could have given more of a reason for his character, but
I feel like they did, but it was kind of hidden. And when I was listening to you talk just now, I kind of figured it out. We'll talk about that after, because I don't want spoilers on the video.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that together later. Or unless you want to do a spoiler video.
No, because like it's still a recent movie, and yeah, for the sake of you, the things we do for you.
I get upset. I was upset when before the movie came out. People were like putting out reviews and stuff, and I was like, no, I don't want to I don't want to watch any of that. And my YouTube is all I watch is like Spider-Man stuff. So my YouTube is this is recommended, and this is recommended, and this is recommended. Not only that, but you have Sony controlling the marketing as far as television spots go. And there was too many television spots. It got to the point where a Spider-Man ad would be one of those ones that's just long enough you can't skip. I'd have to go away from the video and go watch something else.
Yeah, a lot of people were online where I remember on comment section were complaining like, oh, just like Sony, they're giving every thing away in the trailer. There are a lot of things that like the trailers did not show, so you don't have to worry about that. And those of you like me that are gonna try and see it soon but are gonna see it late like I did. But yeah. So, you gotta say about the side characters?
Side characters. Flash was good. I kept thinking, this isn't a spoiler, but there's an Asian girl in with their group, and if you read Spider-Man comics today, there's a character called Cindy Moon. I was just going through my head, I was like, she needs to be Cindy Moon. She needs to be Cindy Moon.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, who could she be? Because, I mean, like, knowing the MCU, there is no just, like, normal character. Because, yeah.
Can I say one? It's a teensy tiny spoiler that has to do with the blonde in the group.
Yeah.
So her name is Betty Brant. And that's it. That's all I'm going to say. If you know who Betty Brant is, you're like, oh, snap. But they made her dress like Gwen Stacy. It was kind of off-putting. She had the blonde hair, and it was really long, and she had the thing in there. And I'm not saying that
there could be other blonde characters.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like they really made her look like Gwen Stacy. I couldn't. When the thing comes up, her name, I'm like, but she doesn't look like. She looks like Gwen Stacy.
Well, this movie like takes with its casting like we won't say an example because spoiler. But like they change up a lot of stuff to seem different. For example, Flash Thompson, he's not a jock like in the previous two iterations of Spider-Man in the comics. He's in the same social group as Peter Parker, which was very, very risky and a new thing, but it was kind of different, and I'm glad they did.
Yeah, I feel like that's what bullying is these days. Because we have the internet now.
Yeah.
And
it's becoming like where nerds are bullying nerds online. Yeah.
Yeah. It's becoming the people that used to be bullied are actually starting to do the bullying now. And
it was great commentary because it's believable, and I'm glad they did that. And I love the guy who plays him. I loved him in Grand Budapest.
Tony Revolori.
I
just remember.
Yeah, he. I love him when he goes on movie fights on Screen Junkies. It's always great. Yeah.
He's on Screen Junkies?
He recently did, I think, the last recent movie fights, which was great. You're great, Tony. If you're watching this, probably not, because yeah, but
I don't want to say this. Never mind. I was gonna. No, I'm saying it. So I'm friends with. I don't know if it's the real one, but I'm friends with Tom Holland on Facebook. I went to his. I was like, I wonder what Tom's up to right now. And the only reason I now don't think it's really him is because in an interview he's like, oh, I never use Facebook, and the only pictures of me on Facebook are like when I was little, and I was like, oh, it's probably not it. But I went to the Tom Holland's, I guess, official quote unquote Facebook, and I was just looking at it, and I scroll up to the top, and I was like, I wonder if I could friend him or follow him or whatever, and it just says friends, and I'm like, what?
Not well, sort of. Like I did a tweet like complimenting Baby Driver, which go see it. Also, by the way, it's great. One of the best action movies ever I've seen recently.
How is John Bernthal in that movie?
Great, but like his other movies, not really spoiler, but like he's only in there for a short amount of time. But the short amount of time he's in there, he's still
a show. Like in Accountant.
Sicario.
Oh yeah, and Sicario. I was
saw that.
I was like, yeah, John Bernthal, and I was like, oh, he's not really even in that movie.
But he steals every moment he's on. Yeah, like on Twitter, I tweeted like response to Baby Driver, and the actual director, Edgar Wright, liked it, and I'm like, ah. And also, like, I remember which.
That's awesome.
I know, I'm so happy for it. Anyway, we're talking about Spiderman.
Yeah, Spiderman.
Yeah. So like, that's fine. Straight up. For me, inside characters, like as he said, yeah, they were great. Jacob Bantalon was hilarious. I mean, like, I'm glad that like there was another character. Like, I think Gwen Stacy was kind of like that way in the main Spider-Man. Tom Maguire really didn't have that, and I'm glad that like they had a character like that he can talk to. Like
yeah, because they put it in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler that he knows that he's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But it was really nice to have that element that he's able to talk to somebody about being Spider-Man.
I love characters like that in super movies or just stories where like a main character has tied something and someone knows about it and he can bend with it. I love characters like that. It's important to have, and it's fun, different scenarios. And I think like with enough scenarios, like a lot of people have done it, but there's still so many things a lot of people haven't done and stories haven't done with it. I'm glad they did. He was a fun character. Michelle, at first, I will admit, like, Zendaya, of course I hadn't watched the show. Okay, I haven't watched it. Shake It Up. I was kind of unsure, like, a Disney Channel character. Actress, I'm not sure. Her, but hey, like,
You mentioned Shake It Up. I know who I want to play Mary Jane Watson. Bella Thorne. I want Bella Thorne to be Mary Jane.
Zendaya was like, she's not in the movie a lot, but like her sassiness and cynicalness. Yeah.
Which, you know, that was in the trailers too, so it's not a spoiler.
And like Ariana Grande, I respect her, and she was on a Nickelodeon show, and Josh Peck, Drake, those guys, and I haven't seen a lot of his movies. I haven't seen Neighbors, but Zac Efron, he's doing well for himself. He's become popular again after being musical. But so yeah, things can happen, and it proved that like she did well with it. So I'm glad for her. But yeah, all the actors were just really great. Now I want to talk about like probably I loved a lot of moments in this movie, but probably the best moment, and I dare not say it to you, to spoil it for you, because you need to enjoy it for yourself. He I saw him laughing like see my face like, oh, exactly like that, or it could be different. You could, I tell you, but like, there's this moment that has the biggest tension. I think the closest tension I've ever felt feeling that same tension was in Civil War. Spoiler for that, but like hearing the with Bucky Barnes killing Tony Stark's parents. That's like the tension in.
You said tension and mentioned Civil War, and I was like, what are you talking about? And then you saw, I was like, oh,
I was like,
snap.
oh god, no. I felt like that, but it's the way that they do in this movie, build it up, and like the payoff for it in that scene is just so brilliant and so genius. There's a lot of great moments in this movie, but that's the most brilliant moment in this movie, and it's so great. I just applaud. There's another moment that second moment that I really thought was my favorite, because I like. It involves, all I'll say is like, it involves Peter crying. And we've seen the other Spider-Man iterations, Peter Parker crying, of course, both times Uncle Ben died. Uncle Ben! More times than most by Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, they're like me, they're not true criers. They're ugly criers.
Well, I know that. Yeah. So am I. Like, he can tell you when we saw Logan together.
Oh yeah. That was
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah. But I like. Well, Andrew Garfield did, of course, cry second Amazing Spider-Man when Gwen died, which the other kid like that. But like, I think that was the only time he cried in there. But like, I think this was better used because like I'll say like he cries in this like while in Spider-Man suit, and he really really bawls, and like that ups. You remember, God, it's just a kid, a 15-year-old, like supposed 15-year-old, having this happen to him, and like you like sympathetic for him more. So when he cries, like I got teary eyes. It's like oh, and like and the way they do that is builds up to a great hero moment in it. Up there,
which is a direct reference to the comics, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, direct. Like I'll even show you the picture, the exact panel it comes from in the comics. But that whole moment is a direct representation from the comics, and the thing I loved about it is it's my favorite moment in all of Spider-Man's comics, and they put it in the movie, and I was fangirling the entire time it was happening. Both times, I was like, the second time I was like, try to rein it in, Austin, but the first time I was like, oh my god.
I think we should also, do you want to say any great moments, specific moments without spoiling that you really liked?
Do you have any right now?
Oh, I already shared mine too.
Oh, crap. Great moments. My favorite scenes are between Peter and Ned. Those are my favorite scenes of the whole movie. When he's just Peter Parker, those are my favorite scenes. I also liked, I already said that he's the same in both the suit and outside of the suit. And any scene with Melissa Tremay, not because she's hot, because she is. But,
there's a lot of jokes about that. It kind of got grating. It's like, okay, you don't need to hammer that in.
Yeah, I think my favorite moment of the whole movie is the very end of the movie, right before the credits hit. Because it's so different and they've never done it before.
Yes.
It's never been done.
It's
been done in cartoons. It's been done in comics. It's never been done on film.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait for the second one.
In the Tom Maguire one, I think there was a sense that it was kind of done there, but subtly. Like, you got the hint that, like, it was kind of done. I'm sorry, but it's not to spoil.
We never got any confirmation.
Yeah.
And this was just like, bam, there's confirmation right in the face.
But, I think we can also talk about, like, Tony Stark in the movie. A lot of people are saying, like, oh, Tony Stark's in the movie, good way to cash in. It is, and it was a smart way to do it. Like, oh, Iron Man's gonna be in the movie. It was a good way not to have all the Avengers in it, but like
Michael Keaton steals the show more than Robert Downey Jr. does.
And Robert Downey Jr.'s not in the movie line. I know a lot of people online, they were thinking like, oh, they're just making this Iron Man 4 again and not really another Spider-Man movie. But no,
that was my worry about it.
Yeah, but like he's in it the great amount of time. That's fine, and he doesn't overstay his welcome. And
do you think Robert got paid more than Tom Holland then? Because Robert's a high caliber, high paid actor. Tom Holland, I love the guy, but he hasn't been in much. He doesn't have a lot of quote unquote Hollywood street cred.
Yeah, he will now, but
oh yeah, he definitely will now.
Yeah, but I'm not. That's a good question. I'm not sure.
I'm wondering if Robert did it for free, because he's constantly saying in the promotion. We probably didn't do the promotion stuff for free, but he's constantly saying in the promotion that he had a blast filming, and it wasn't in his contract.
Yeah.
It was not in his contract at all. So
Which is why
I'm wondering what compensation he got. This kind of looks like Stark Tower a little bit.
I know, it's great. Yeah. Also, like, it's probably finish up, but by like, there's I think like two end credit scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of them is.
Well, there's one quote unquote what they call a mid credit scene, and then there's an end credit scene.
Yeah. But like one of them, is probably one of the best end credit scenes ever. We are not going to tell you what it is, but like,
no.
You'll see what we mean when you finally do. So it's just, ongoing gag that you'll see, but when you see it's just hilarious. And you since this second time seeing it, are we mentioning anything that we haven't talked about?
Without talking about spoilers, no.
Yeah, no.
I think we covered everything.
Okay, yeah. Summary. I really love the movie. I think like I'm debating again whether or not I love it more than Spider-Man 2. It's gonna be a toss-up now.
We'll have to see how this one holds up.
Yeah, I could find
Spider-Man 2 as a film, not even as a superhero film, but as a movie, it really holds up.
Yeah, I mean like on Rotten Tomatoes it's 94 or something like that percent. I see more as 80, more high 80% more, because like if someone were to tell me find nitpicks in it, I definitely could.
Oh, there's a huge freaking thing for nitpick, and you hit it right at the beginning. And if you're a huge Marvel fan, you stay with the chronological order of how things happen. You're like, what though? What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I was wondering if you caught that.
I sort of did.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah. I'd say it's Spider-Man 2 is up there in top 20 in my mind, best superhero movies ever. I'm still debating whether or not this tops it, but I will say this, that it's way better than all the other Spider-Man movies besides Spider-Man 2, because again, it's up for debate.
Debatable, yeah.
Yeah, if someone said that like Spider-Man 2 is better than Spider-Man Homecoming, I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now.
It's not one of those if somebody said that, it's like, what are you talking about? It's just like, yeah, I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah, a lot of people can make a lot of hits on it. Anyway, I think we covered everything. Like this first time I brought a guest person on Fanboy responses, because like I need someone else's help, because I don't have that much prior knowledge on Spider-Man, and I wanted to find the best person to do it.
Oh, if we were talking spoilers, this video would be much longer than 36 seconds.
Oh yeah, I'm probably gonna have to cut it more, so it could be shorter than 36, so you won't know what he's talking about. Ha. Other than that, yeah, I think we're done. Thank you for watching. And I will see you in my next Fanboy response or other video.